Guys, I don't know what it is, but I have the urge to build something that I know makes absolutely no sense in this game. So, Sims 4, a game that famously does not have usable cars, we're gonna build a parking garage. Alright, so let's just go ahead, let's just dive in. Alright, cool. Alright, so for this, my initial thought is Ciudad Enamorada, and I think I want to build it on this Casita del Almar. It's a 30 by 20, it's a starter home lot, but it's kind of near a bunch of stuff in the city that I think like having like a parking garage there would make reasonable sense. And I know we all have cars in this game. Well, we have like debug cars or like that like set dressing, but we don't have like functional cars. But I still think like you can still do some stuff at a parking garage, and I think it would just be kind of cool just to have something, you know, just another thing that you would commonly see, like a real world thing. I don't know. I have a thought in my head, but we'll see how it goes. But we're gonna bulldoze all of this, and then we'll clear the lot. And then I just want like sizing how big everything has to be, because I didn't even think to check that. But we have a couple of different car options. Okay, so I would say we reasonably, it'll be tight. It'll be tight if we're not, obviously, we're not going to build this to scale, I'm guessing, but it will be a little bit tight. But I think we can make something that's kind of worse. So I'm just going to put these out here for just like a general feel for the spacing. And I also got to check and see, because I want to use like roofs as the ramps, but I'm not sure if I can like build them over top of each other, like if that's going to cause any issues. So kind of like, because we have like a roof right here. So this will be like the ramp going up. We'll have a ramp on the other side. I think if I want to do this, well, first off, if I build a room here, it will get rid of that. Okay. It does not let a roof be placed in an enclosed room. What if I get rid of the ceiling? Can I still build, cannot be placed in an enclosed room? What if I don't enclose it? What if I open it up? Will that work? Okay. We have to finagle this a little bit, but also that's like, should I do it like a wider lot? Because technically you need enough room for the ramp and you need enough room for the cars. This is a 30 by 20. It might just have to be like a smaller parking garage. You might not be able to do like cars on both sides. Okay. So it doesn't have to be real. It doesn't have to be like super realistic, but I do want to at least, you know, make it somewhat normal. Okay. I want to make it look like it makes somewhat sense. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to put in a ramp right here. Maybe bring it in a little bit. Get rid of the eaves. So this will be like the entrance, and then the exit will be over on this side. Ignore the fact that it's like exiting out into a pedestrian walkway. Also want these to be symmetrical. So we're going to grab that. Oops, I did not mean to, whatever I just did, I did not mean to do that. Okay, already off to a great start. So we're going to flip that around. We're going to stick this. So we have 4 by 3, and I might make it 1 tile wider. This might actually have to be moved over to this side. Okay, that might have to be fine. Let's copy that. We'll spin. Oh no, what the hell am I doing with that? Okay, copy, spin this around. Put that right there. We'll move this over 1. Probably should have done a little bit more planning now that I'm playing this out, because oh my god. So just as far as like positioning goes, this should probably at least be medium. It should probably honestly be tall, but I don't want to make it like towering over everything else. I think we do want at least like 3 levels. So I'm going to put that right there. Now here's the thing. Can I build like a second roof piece going up this way and a second one going up this way? Or should I just have it be like a single lane? No, it should be 2. We'll try this. I had an idea in my head how this is gonna go, and so far we are bungling it like pretty hardcore. But all right, so I'm gonna stick that like right there, and then if I flip this around, can I put that right there? Okay. So the only thing is I just can't like enclose it, so it has to be relatively open in order for this to work, I think. Also wondering if this side should be a little narrower. There we go. Have like a little alley or something going over there. I think that'll be okay. All right. Bring these in a little bit. Okay, so now I just need to see if I can build flooring without enclosing the building. So if I build that up to there, that should be okay. This one I can extend out this way, it looks like. It does look like I can build down there. Okay. It's kind of working. How far can I go before it makes me wipe out the roof, though? It's actually letting quite a bit of the roof stand, but I feel like eventually, like, you won't have it like the cars are you're gonna have issues with the cars. You probably bring that in at least like a little bit. This should be 1 wider. Okay, so we have our first floor, our first and second floor. Let's see if we can build. So I don't want to enclose it. So I'm going to click and drag the walls. And this is 8 tiles. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm hoping it doesn't automatically close it in, which it didn't. Okay. So now we should be able to build a second floor. I'm wondering, I kind of feel like this should also be medium wall height, but I don't know if our ramp is going to like that. The ramp might actually, how big? What is the tallest car? I mean, technically small wall height's probably fine. Most ceilings for parking garages don't go much higher than the car. And these are kind of like the tallest ones. So this might actually be okay. So having a small wall height for the second floor might be okay. Okay. Let's try to put this out. And then can I enclose this without causing any issues? Okay, I feel like that's good. The only thing I need one little piece just to go right there. That weirdly is working. Okay. So this is like the basic structure. So we're gonna have a third floor parking up here as well, but this will kind of be like a stairwell, and then it should probably have one on the other side too, right? Yes. So we'll make these a little bit, we'll do 4x3 for the stairwell, and we'll do half walls as like our little barrier lines over here as well. So I'm realizing like it doesn't make like super great sense because there's really no place to like park over here. Maybe this be like bike parking. We'll do bike parking. Okay. So you have regular parking, car parking over here. I could probably fit like a one right there. Probably nothing on just car parking over here. Oh no, because I gotta do my stairwells down here too. Let's do it. I did 4x3, right? Yes. Also didn't check and see if a 4x3 stairwell will actually work in this, but yeah, we'll figure it out, shall we? Actually, in here, I could probably put in like a restroom or something. I do want it, since we're doing it for Love Struck, I do want to put in like one of those like woohoo utility closets. It may be like a door like right there, and we have a couple restrooms back here, and we'll put in like a utility closet right there. Okay. So yeah, it's gonna be very tight. This is not a nice place to park, but just as far as like spacing goes, can't really put a car in here because you need this to be able to go around. Actually, maybe it'll just have to be, I know you don't really do parallel parking in a parking garage, but I'm trying to think. I think I might get more bang for my buck space wise if I do like a single ramp going both up and down. I can make it like 6 wide instead of 8 wide. Okay, yeah, we'll try that. So that is 6 wide. That is 6 wide. Try getting rid of this one. Oh, that does mean there's only one way in and out, unless I make this only like a 2-story parking garage. Yeah, that might have to be it. You can pull in here, but you still have to go all the way around. Okay. I think our plan is coming together. So we'll just like move this doorway a little bit, move these walls, and this is supposed to be 6 wide, right? Yeah. Okay, I think that works. I think that gives us a little more room to play around with. I did lose a little bit of my utility closet space, but we can figure that out. So you just have like one ramp. So you drive in on this side, you take the one ramp up, you take the one ramp down. Really is no room to turn around in here. So I think that's okay. I think we might have to scrap the idea of you being able to drive in through this side, just because practically I don't think that's going to work. So you pull in here. Maybe we'll open up this side as well, so that way you can either pull in and go up, or you can pull in and just straight up park in back here. So I do definitely think we have enough room for a decent amount of cars now. Like, so put some down as like a placeholder, and we might actually be able to get away with having, I don't know, maybe like a parallel, or maybe like a bike, like some bike racks over here. I think that could work. Yeah, we'll do bike racks up there, and then over here, yeah, we definitely have a lot more room for activities now. So we're just gonna set a bunch of these out, and then we might still do bike parking back here, but we might be able to do some like parallel parking along the sides of the ramps. So I'm just gonna set these little half wall situations up. I also do want to put in like a bunch of support columns, because you see those everywhere in parking garages because they're holding like a crap ton of weight. So maybe we will stick one right there and one right there, and I want them in the same spot down below. So let me I think it's the basement tool. Okay, cool. So the basement tool, you do it on the second floor, you can build below to the first floor. Okay, so we can build our support columns, and I probably need some on the sides too, right? So maybe we'll put one kind of right here in the middle. That shouldn't impede things too much. And then we'll put one right here on the end. Cool. I think that's starting to make sense for because I want this to be relatively like open air. So we're going to put in half walls basically where there's no columns. Oh, what? Why is it paralleling that? What happened there? Okay, I don't know what that was, but so we're gonna set these up like this. Why is it doing like creating like 2 at a time? That is so weird. Yeah, so if I do it from this angle, okay, it didn't do it that time. So now it's trying to make me a liar. Oh, we should also probably put a support column over on this side. So we'll go ahead. See, now it just did it. Oh, because I'm making rooms. Okay, I'm dumb. That's my fault. My fault. And we should also probably put support columns in the corners. So we'll go ahead and do that as well. Cool. I mean, it's looking like a parking garage so far, so I think that's cool. Okay. Yeah, let's go ahead. Actually, let's put a roof on here. Let's put something like that. Since we have this room in here, I might actually fill this one in. This gives me a little more room to play around with our storage room. The storage room you can woohoo in. Okay, I think as far as like the actual like layout goes, I think that's pretty good. I am realizing this place is gonna have horrible lighting because you sat outside, but I think that's fine. Go ahead and just want to get some cars set up so I can draw like the lines for them. Let's see how many cars we can reasonably fit. I think if I move all of these over one, that should probably be okay. We're not going to put anything around here, so the car's got to be able to go around. We're not going to put anything over here. Well, we could put, that'd be tight. We'll put bike parking. So actually, I'm going to put some of those bike racks. I think the actual bike rack is in debug, but I think it's from, was it the Nordhaven? Small businesses and hobbies. Debug, or is it live edit? It might be live edit. So you have this decorative thing. I wonder if I don't know if there's an actual like bike stop, because I don't think you park your bikes. I think you just put them in your inventory. Yeah, we'll put it that way so we can still walk in over on that side. Okay, I think that makes sense. Because those are our stairwells. And then down here, probably two. So this one's not going to have as much room. We could potentially put in like a wider parking spot right there. And maybe we could still do the bike racks over on like these other ends. So let's copy that and stick that right there. I might have to refigure these. I'm not sure with the stairs where the doors are going to end up. I didn't think about that. Also, this is not like an efficient use of this space at all. Actually, technically, we could probably fit two. That'd be tight. It'll be a little too tight. We'll do two cars on this side. We'll do the one in the middle. We'll do one over here. And we're not going to have a car in every spot, but we actually do have a little more room to play around with down here. So I might actually do like a parallel parked car right there, and then we'll do like the bike racks over on this side. Okay, I think layout wise, that's pretty good. I still want to try to do, I feel like if we do like a if you park a parallel parker car right there, like these cars are not getting out. So we're gonna scrap that idea. Like I said, it's not gonna be true to scale or anything. It's probably not gonna make much sense at all. But let's go ahead, let's get in. So for live edit, I actually need to go into Strangerville because that has the parking stop, and that is where is that parking stop? I swear to God, I know it's in Strangerville. Is it debug? It is debug. Okay. All right. So we have the parking stop. And then for the parking lines, I want to use Spade because that has these, I think they're floor decorations, but basically they work pretty good as like lines for parking lots. I actually use them quite a bit for parking spots. So we'll have a bunch of those out. So I'm just going to put some out right now. And then I guess we'll just start drawing in our parking spaces. Okay. Riveting content right here. So this part, I might actually just like speed through it so you guys can watch like this sped up, and I will connect with you when we're done. So let's go. All right, we have our first round of parking spots done. So we got 6 spots here. So we have the lines and we have the stops. So overall, I think this looks pretty good. Actually, what I'm going to do next, I'm going to do the stairwells just because I don't want to make sure I don't forget about those and figure out where the doors are going to be laid out. So we'll do that, and then we'll do the other things. So for stairs, I think these, like the industrial metal stairs from Get to Work, are probably make the most sense. But let's turn these around. And will that fit in? It will. So if I copy this, I can basically put it down the same way there, and hopefully that should work. Cool. Let's put in a fencing in, and we'll do the, where's the metal fencing that goes with that thing? Right here. Oh, and I want to do the black. I want to do the black ones. I didn't change the colors. Let's do that real quick. Thankfully, that's relatively easy to do. Then railings. We're just going to do railings on the left side, because the other side's got the wall. We'll do the same thing over here. So it'll just be left rail. All right. And then we'll put actual like fence. Actually, yeah, we'll put actual fencing in here, even though we have like the half walls everywhere else. I think that's probably fine. All right. And then for doorways rather, probably, Probably just like this one. I don't know if I like the doorknob on that. Let's just do that one. I think that makes sense. And it still gives us enough room for our bike rack. So that actually works out pretty nicely. We'll put the same doors over here. So we'll do that. And basically I need this stairwell, but I need it reversed. So let's go ahead and, so that one's got to face this way. Boom, boom. Cool. So we'll move that into here. We'll copy that and we'll put another one up here and then put our railings in if I can find it. Also, no, I just lost it again. There we go. Okay. All right. This one, we just want the right rail. The right rail. Sound like Scooby-Doo right there. Right rail. Oh, I'm silly. You guys can ignore me. Okay, cool. So we have, oh, we got to put our fencing in too. Let's go ahead, do that. So that way you don't fall down the stairwell shaft. That would not be good. That'd be a liability nightmare. All right, so we have that set up. And in here, I could put lights. So we're going to put in lighting, and we're going to put in that industrial looking lamp thing. Actually, I think the one from Werewolves, I think probably makes the most sense. They're a different color. I'll just do like the gray. And is that a hole? Can I put this here realistically? Yeah, okay, so there is a flooring underneath that. Okay, cool. All right, so we have our stairwells. Let's go ahead and do this inside area real quick. So I think we're gonna have a restroom and then one of the utility closets. Put this one in like this back area, and we'll have like a doorway, like an archway, because this is like the general entrance to like just like the utility area in general. And then this can be like the restroom space. I don't know what this other big room would be. Maybe we could have like a ticket kiosk, like the ticket kiosk. If you want to pay, we could put those in there. Maybe, I guess. We don't need a lot like space to like hang out in here. But we'll put in a basic toilet, basic kind of utility looking sink, mirrors. And they're probably just like the Great Wall one. And we'll probably make that black. Lighting. I'm going to put that light in there. And then a trash can. Should probably be putting trash cans kind of all throughout. But we'll put one specifically in here. And then I could probably put a changing table. I'm sure that would be appreciated. Not that one. I want like this one. I'm assuming you can use that right there. Let's move the trash can. You know what? The trash can just be decorative. We'll just stick that over there. I'm assuming that could be usable. But let's go ahead and get our door situation in. Since I think we used a red utility door. Although I used a red and black utility door. Which there is no red one with black trim. But that's fine. Okay. Actually, can I just change the color of this one then? There we go. That works out. All right. Then we'll put that utility lighting in here. And then not really sure what to use as like the ticket thing. I guess like these ones, like you're not going to use this as a small business, but I could see this working, you know? Although I think City Living has some like actual like pay to park signs. So let's pull up City Living real quick as well. And let's see what their debug and live edit looks like. We do have street signs. I'm actually going to pull a bunch of these out because I think these will come in handy. We have emergency exit signs. We'll use those. We have that. I think this is what I was specifically looking for. So maybe we'll put these, like a couple of these up instead. Because these are actually like pay to park things. I think they're technically meant to be outside. That's why they have like a little solar panel on them. But we're just going to put 3 of those together. So you can come in here. You can pay for your parking. You can go to the restroom. There will be, if you want to woohoo, there's a little station back here. Might actually put the shelf. There's a Strangerville shelf that kind of looks like a good like utility shelf. Yeah, so we'll stick this in. We'll actually size that down. Actually, I'll turn that around so that way you don't see the gas mask. We'll stick that right there. Cool. I think that makes sense. Actually, a fan in here is probably not the worst idea ever. So we'll stick that. Because this room's not going to have a lot of ventilation. But I mainly came in here because I was looking for like a little broom and dustpan thing. Which I think we can sit right there. And then we will put a trash can in this room. So we'll put this one right there. I think that makes sense. Cool. All right, so we have that laid out. We have the parking up on the 3rd floor laid out. Oh, am I missing a door? I think I missed a door. Okay, so we have the bones of the structure in place. So now we have our little interior space set up with the restroom, the little ticket kiosk, and the utility closet if you wanted to sneak in here and woohoo. We have our parking spots, although we need to line them. We have our ramps. We have our stairwells. I think the next thing I want to do is figure out like the texture for the floors and the walls, specifically find one that kind of blends in well with the roof pattern. So I think... honestly, if I do not so drab slab, that probably makes the most sense. But now I'm kind of wondering, if I copy this, if I put like the border, could I have like a line going down the middle? Like, will that show? And do we have like a yellow one? Okay, it does not show in the middle, kind of like which I was hoping for, but that's okay. We just go ahead and just do gray then in that case. And we'll do the same thing up here. And knowing that's the case, I actually don't need that to be two separate things, but I think that's probably fine. All right, so we got some nostril drab slab. For the flooring, probably just the great gravel. Although I want to find something that matches. Sidewalk slab is pretty close. Yeah, sidewalk slab might be it, because that's kind of pretty close to like the roof pattern. All right, so we'll get that set up. And then down here, I'll just have to like manually lay it. Oh, that's individual blocks. I didn't even clock that. Do I want to do that then? Can I just do another slab of concrete? I think this is one that's probably the default one, but this might be better because I don't want the individual blocks. And I think if ramps are not just quite the same color, I don't think that's like a huge deal. All right, where was it? Another slab of concrete. So let's go ahead, put this one down. I think that covers it. We'll probably stick one right there. We'll probably stick it at least. No, we don't need it right there. Okay, that's fine. Okay, cool. So we have our flooring. So for the walls, I kind of just want like a light stucco, but I probably want to like dress up with like graffiti and stuff. Or maybe we could do like the like these, like a separate color, just to kind of mix in better with a little bit better with the neighborhood. Okay, so for walls, actually does Love Struck, what does Love Struck have? Since we're in the Love Struck world, they do have the worn plaster, which I think would kind of work. What does this one look like? No, we won't do the worn. We'll stick with this, but I think I will kind of go back to my idea of having the stairwells be like a different color, just something maybe like a little more vibrant. That might be a little too vibrant, but we might have to have something in there to kind of break it up a little bit. And then everything else is basically just going to be like a white stucco. Fix that door real quick. I feel like I'm going to be missing like so many wall pieces here when I do this paint job. Oh God. Okay. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. So that, I think I got on the first floor. I got to do the half wall trim, but I think I got, except for this column. Oh, and this whole wall apparently. I think I got everything. We'll do afternoon sun. That does not really help in this particular situation. We also missed a column over here. Actually, you know what might be easier? Just to cover everything in the white, and then we can go back and redo the blue as needed. That might be the easier way to go about this. Also, I forgot to put a support column right there. Oh no. All right, support column. Gotta paint that one. And then we'll go back and do the blue. Yeah, it's much easier just to go back and redo this part. Cool. And then up here, yeah, we'll do the same thing up here. This one being a little bit easier. Cool. Like that. I missed a wall down here. I think I missed part of a wall down here. Oh no, that's from the bikes. Okay, we'll push that in a little bit so it's not clipping. All right. And then the half wall trim, probably just like a gray. It's like a basic stone trim. I think it's probably fine. Thankfully, does everything by default, so that's lovely. Love this for us. Well, not everything, but close enough. I did say I want to put in a doorway over here, so I might bust that out and then put like a fence gate would probably make sense. Or just like a regular walkway. Yeah, I don't think we need a fence gate for this per se. Although I might put one of these little parking things over here. So that way you could pay over here as well. Yeah, and I think we could probably just leave that open. But because that is open, I will put in a little support beam right here. Probably not necessary here, but I think it'll look better. A little bit better. Okay, cool. So we have that. I'm just going to put in some exit signs. And then I think I did say I want to put in a bunch of these. Might just stick some of these out on like the first floor. Just to kind of maybe like give the indication that these are reserve parking or something. And then this big one. Let me stick that right there. I think that's fine. Cool. Piping. Probably have something right there. Probably have some like utility stuff kind of like back here a bit maybe. Probably makes sense to be actually attached to the restroom. There we go. Industrial loft did have that giant pipe thing. I might actually put that in. Just put a couple of those, not around all of them, but maybe just around like this side. Although it doesn't make sense on the first floor. I wish we had different heights for that, but that's okay. It'll be all right. Cool. What happens if I just type in pipe? What do we get? I might could put these out. I think that's probably okay. We put drain pipes in, at least on the stairwell towers. I think that's probably okay. And then I was also thinking for the stairwell towers, maybe doing the that wood trim from Eco Lifestyle and maybe some graffiti. I think it's Eco Lifestyle. The ones like the very long like vertical planks. Or we could do like a plant wall. That could be cool too. Like these are things I was originally thinking about, but now I'm wondering if like this, I think it would kind of fit in with the vibe over here anyway. But maybe we could do like a combination of both. We could do something like that. That's kind of cool. How's this look up here though? Do I want to extend these eaves so it kind of goes over a little bit? I think I do. Yeah, I think that looks a little bit nicer. All right, so we'll repeat the same thing over on this side. So we'll put the wood beams. I actually think let me check the different colors of the wood beams. I actually don't mind that color. Yeah, I think the light actually looks pretty good there. So we'll leave that one. We're gonna bring this. Nature's really tall blanket. We'll stick one of these like right there. And on these walls, I kind of just think like graffiti or something. So I think we have some decent graffiti options, I think. Let me just type in graffiti. What do we get? Although it's all pretty big. What about like a mural? Unfortunately, I think the only murals we have are actually pretty big too, so I'm not sure how well they would fit in. Like honestly, I think this will be perfect, but I don't have a big enough space for this. Unless we just size it down, put it in like that. We could do that potentially. Because it does have a few different swatches. Okay, it's not bad. I would have preferred it if it was like all like one giant thing, but I could potentially find a piece of art and size that up. Do we want to try that maybe? Like something like that is kind of like what I originally had in mind. I think that works. I think we'll leave this one as is, unless, I don't know, that looks kind of cool too though. Yeah, I think we might put, just because I really like the colors of that, we're gonna put this one in instead. If I can get it to go down, it won't. Or the frogs. Actually, the frogs could be cool. Yeah, we're gonna do the frogs. We'll do the frog, and we'll do some like posters on like the street level. Life and death ones in there. I think that's probably fine. Using a lot of different packs for this. If I put posters on this side, yeah, they're all going to go behind that. So we might just leave that as is. Maybe we'll put, I don't know, maybe we'll put some like advertisements. I don't know, maybe put something like right here or something. Actually, no, this would be a good spot for graffiti. I actually like that. That's really pretty. Maybe it was set up so it's originally like the fish advertisement and they put the graffiti like over top of it. I think that could be kind of cool. Okay. I realize I probably need railings for the ramp, but I don't know. I don't think you could actually do that. Can you? No. Can I finagle that with stairs? No, I don't think I can, because I don't think I'll be able to get stairs up that route. It's fine. It's probably not fine, but it'll be fine. Let's go ahead. Let's actually move this pipe. Let's make this like another exit as well. So if you want to walk out of here, you could. Okay. Oh, so we'll say I'm wondering if I should put in some sort of column to delineate these. If I can get the columns to cooperate. Okay, the column does not want to come out here. Why not? There we go. Finally. Jesus. Okay. I do think that looks a little bit better. I guess I can extend it. Why can't I extend that on the... Okay, now I can. Okay, whatever. It's fine. We'll stick that right there. I guess the only issue is if you lower down the walls, like these columns are going to show. So maybe we should do separate floors. Because it's bad enough, like some of the murals are going to be sticking through. But yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that. Assuming I can get the columns to cooperate. Might be a big ask. Come on. There we go. It seemed to work better when I was... Okay, it's not... It doesn't want to go up here. Yeah, for whatever reason, it just doesn't want to go. Come on. I don't understand why this doesn't want to go up here. What the hell? It worked over on this side. Actually, did it work over on this side? No, I'm not actually sure because I haven't. You know what? I'm just going to do the full. Makes it a little more cooperative, so we'll take it. I guess I need to put one over on the interior as well. And we're going to just bring that one back up. Oh, I can't make that one taller. What the hell? Okay. This is okay. It's fine. It's fine. All right, so the structure is pretty much done. So now I just kind of have to do the rest of the actual parking spots, and then just like kind of mess it up a little bit, put some like, add some grunginess to it. So I'm gonna put a parking stop on this floor, and I'm gonna copy the foot illumination system and bring that down here as well. All right, so we said we're gonna do 2 parking spots over on this side. Oh, let me turn the grid back on so it'll be easier to see. Because how many tiles? The parking spots are 3 tiles wide. Actually, will that work with this setup? Yes, that should be fine. Okay, cool. And how far down do I have them go? 1, 2, 3, 4. So basically go down 5 tiles. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, cool. All right, so we have... Oh, let me put the parking stop in. Copy that. Bring that right there. Somehow this spot ended up being a little bit smaller. That's all right. This one butts up to the column. I don't think that's a big deal. Move this car. Oh, these both ended up. How did I mess that up? But okay. Either way, so we'll make these 3 tiles. It can go up to the edge of the building. I think that's all right. Okay, so they 1, 2. So these are now full. These are now legit 3x5s, and the car will fit in there. I'll do the same thing over here, except this one's a little bit wider in general. So this one, yeah. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Replace that with put a corner piece so it looks a little bit neater. Oh, we gotta do it on this side too, obviously. All right, we'll put our parking stops in. spot empty. And then this one, I think we're just gonna have the bigger, maybe one that has like loading. You can do like loading on either side of it. So the actual parking space will be, well, technically we could put another parking spot there in a pinch, but I think we'll just stick with this being like loading. So we'll put in some like guardrails, not like guardrails, but just like these little delimiter lines, just to say like leave like a clear path on either side of this. I guess it could work as handicap in a like a handicap spot in a pinch. Oh, I'm not sure it makes sense having one of those up on the second floor. We'll put a reserve sign there, put this car in, but kind of have like do like a really bad parking job. Cool. So I think those are laid out. I mean, if this was a real parking lot, they'd probably at least have like another spot like filled in like right here, and it'd be like super like for like a compact car or something. We'll leave it as is. We'll leave it as is for now. Okay. I do kind of want to move all these over though. Really shouldn't be that big of a deal, but I think it looks a little bit better if it's in the center, I guess. That, and technically you would have a little bit, it would give you a little bit of space, like a little more space to walk around on each side. So that's my story. Anyway, we're sticking to that. We'll stick that car in. I might actually block off the bike parking areas, at least up to, like, if it goes over a little bit, I think that's okay. But at least have like the general area sectioned off. Was I gonna put something back here? Could I fit it? I could fit another spot back here. Do I want to try it? That'd be tight. That'd be a really tight spot. Yeah, you know what? We're just gonna try to be as efficient with the space as we can. So I'm gonna make this like just a straight up pull in. I keep clicking on the concrete and not the actual things I want. So we'll stick that right there. There we go. Try to make as efficient use of the space as they can. So that works. Okay. Oh, I should put should I put lines here? I could put like a lane separator. I guess that works. Okay, that one's done. Let's stick in a really like obnoxiously sized truck that should not be in this spot, but we'll stick them like right there and we'll make them another bad parking job. Okay, upstairs. Did we finish up here? Oh, I wanted to do like the lines for the bikes. I also realized I didn't do anything on the inside of the stairwells yet, but that's fine. We'll come back to that. All right, we have all of our cars up here. Oh, is this sign poking through? That's problematic. Let's size that down a little bit. There we go. All right, I'm going to move some of the cars that are parked up here. Actually, going to have like one like jackhole who's kind of like double parked, like taking up 2 spots. And we'll have this one's parked on like, they backed in. We'll parked at like a slight angle. Actually, having all 3 of the same types of cars up here looks a little weird. Let's actually get rid of those. And then transportation. We'll do one of these, and we'll do like one of these. They pulled in. And then the first floor, we need our parking lines down here. But let's go ahead and copy our illumination system and our parking stops. And this is going to be pretty much laid out the same way as upstairs. I think these are going to be a little bit further back. Put the parking stop in, put the sign. So these are kind of like reserved spots because they're on like the first floor. We'll do like the same loading spot over here. Although this would probably be more of like so these could either be like handicap or loading spots. So okay, I think that makes sense in my mind. I know I said I was doing the corner pieces to make it look better before. You're not gonna be able to see them because I'm gonna have stuff blocking the way. All right, so those parking. Oh, you're gonna do parking over here too. Yes, I forgot about that. I think we could potentially pull that off. And these are, since all our parking spots are 6 tile wide, this is just going to be right between both of these poles. And then this was our parallel parking job. So we'll put that right there. And I don't know if you don't think you usually have parking stops on like parallel parking spots, but we'll stick that one right there just to cover our bases. Cool. Let's switch up some of the cars. I'm going to put a pickup truck back here. I'll have a delivery van kind of parked in a parallel parking spot. We'll leave that one blank. Then over here, since these are reserved, I would imagine these aren't going to be used as much. So we'll, at least not like in the middle of the day. So we'll stick that right there. Have like a little sports car. Actually, we'll stick the sports car. Like they did like a really bad parking job. We'll put them right there. Cool. I think that makes sense. I think it looks pretty good. This is, I don't know. Maybe we'll put like the sign. I forget what I had the sign out for, but maybe we'll put the sign like right there. Like driving through here, I mean, you would drive through here just to get to these spots. That might be a little weird, but so maybe I'll go ahead and put this sign right there. And then there's a sign from Growing Together. It kind of does like a really good directional stuff. I might put that one out on like the center pole. So that way you can tell, kind of pretends giving you guidance as to where you're supposed to be going. So I think it's under wall decor. Yeah, so this one, I'm actually gonna size that up one. And it's not quite like, doesn't quite give the vibe, but you know, we can pretend. So yeah, this kind of signs are guiding you that you go up. If you want to park up, you go up here. If you just want to park on the first floor, you go down here. I am going to put a couple of more of those parking machines. It actually probably makes sense to have one of these kind of like in the center. So one on each side. And then maybe put some of these up. Actually, we have, actually, I would say if I could do fences on like quarter tiles, I think having that would make sense. But for right now, I just think having this, and we have like these, like the hazard tape would make sense. But we can just kind of create like a little boundary with these. And we'll get the corner pieces. And even though this would do nothing to like prevent people from like running into this, maybe we'll put like a bollards up on each side. Maybe that could help. Yeah, we'll put the bollards in. That way, hopefully you're less likely to run into these things. But basically, assuming you're driving in, and even this, like, I think it's probably too tight for, can the car fit through there, actually? Technically, yes. The car can come here. There's enough room. You can roll on your window, you can pull that out. And then when you're pulling in, you can go, vroom, vroom, vroom. Hi, thank you. Drive up the ramp. And then, or you can just drive in down here. I'm going to put this car back where I had it, which I think was right here. And then I'm going to put one of these. Actually, no, we have the ones inside. That's probably all we need, but we'll put one like over here too, like just in case. All right. I think that's the glut of it. We do need some lights. What's a good like utility looking light? Probably like either the harmonic or the floodlights. Yeah, probably the floodlights. How's this look at night? Yeah, I will say that's pretty well lit. I don't think it needs to be pretty. They don't need to be like, look like absolutely gorgeous or anything. I just want to make sure there's enough illumination. I should probably put more bike parking. Well, no, that is 3 lots. I could fit a car in there. Yeah, we might try to fit a car in there. Okay, let's put these up. The top floor, I'm okay with having a little bit less lighting. Although maybe, do we have like outdoor, like tall outdoor lamps? No, what I might do, so outdoor lights. Where's like the non-debug ones? I mean, if I raise these up, I could have these kind of like sticking out of there a little bit. I don't know. What do you think of that? And also, I could probably fit in a parking spot right here. Couldn't I? I probably could. Yeah, whoever owns this, they just want to get in as much as they can. So yeah, we'll put a parking spot in here, and maybe we'll put in a orange pickup truck right there. So it'd be really tight. I do also think we could stick one in here too. Kind of like we had over on this side. And this one will leave empty. All right. Let's go back in daytime. I think it looks pretty good. I think the only thing I had like a little like doorway over here. Maybe I should put a spandrel in. Would spandrel look better than just having it completely open like that? Do we have a spandrel that would look okay there? Or maybe like a trim? I mean, a trim could work. Actually, maybe just having like the trim all the way around in general may not look too bad. Okay. Yeah, let's do the trim. I could see a spandrel working as well, but let's do white. Yeah, I think that looks okay. So we did have, this was going to be like a little walkway here. So let's go ahead and put a path in. Of course, the sidewalk slabs don't line up, but we'll put sidewalk slabs in. I think that's probably okay. Oh, this one I got to put in. So that's the exterior. That's the exit. I do like that it's kind of next to a plaza too. I think it's kind of cute. All right, a little bit of landscaping. What comes with what's this pack? Love Struck. So these options. Okay, I kind of want like that. Like those like flower bed things. Although I do like the way they have that set up as well. Should we try to match that? Is that a fence? No, it's only one type of fence. Is it just like a stone half wall? Do we have that actually exact thing? Maybe? There's a utility box I was looking for. You know what? We can stick one in right there. I don't see like the stone curb like that, which means it's probably not something you can access in live edit, but yeah, I don't see it. So we'll just approximate it. Do we have like a low stone fence that could work in a pinch like that? I mean, that one's not quite the vibe. Maybe I'll just do like a half wall with like a stone pattern, or like a very small half wall. Although I'm nervous that just trying to put a half wall in here is gonna like screw a bunch of other stuff maybe. And I can't place it along the boundary lot anyway. Okay, so I can't actually do that. I would need like an actual like debug like fence piece or something. Let's try to do another look, or try live edit. Something that could work as like a edge piece over there. Not that. If that was smaller, maybe. I think I'm overthinking this, honestly. The problem is I just don't like it when they're sized down like that. You know, let's just put hedges. No, we won't put hedges. We'll put, here, let's do this. Let me just try to, let's do like a pebble or like a river rock thing. And then we'll put like, succulus's or something, the succuli in it. And on this side, we'll put hedges. So over here, let's go ahead, bushes, so shrubs. Like, what do they have over here? Basically, I'm just going to pull up all the Love Struck flowers, and we will stick them, probably size them out a little bit, and we'll just kind of do like a smattering of these throughout. It's probably not the safest thing in the world to have all these like cacti like right up against the street like this, but you know, proceed at your own risk. All right, cool. So I think that works. And then over here, I'm just gonna put like a shrub line. Maybe I'll do, since these actually came with Love Struck, maybe we can put just a bunch of these down. And I'll throw in some flowers on top or something. I think that could work. So I'll lay all these down. We'll spin them around a little bit so they're not all like the same direction. And then that's a big boy, but we could stick a couple of these in. And then maybe, I think these are flowers that are like, these cling to the wall, don't they? Yeah, we could stick something like that, like right there. I think it probably looks okay. Cool. So I think landscaping wise, I think we're good. I don't think I'm actually putting lights on the outside. So let's go ahead and do that. So we'll do the floodlights right here. And how these look at night. I said that's pretty illuminated. We also have the street lamp right here, so I don't think I necessarily need to put them in on this side, but I will. At least put in a couple like right there. All right, I think that is good. I really do think the only thing we need now is just to kind of dingy it up a little bit, make it not look like super pristine. And I think the means to do that is we have a bunch of like street like skids and stuff now. I just gotta like find them all. We also have some like puddles. Oh, I'm dumb. I also didn't do any of these interior things. Yeah, let's just do that real quick. These I'm just gonna do the same stucco, and then might actually put some like I can see like advertisements or something being in here. So we'll put some like posters. Maybe try to put some of like the actual like Love Struck specific stuff up in here. Lots of gym posters, but that's kind of like all we have. So not necessarily. We can put like that kind of stuff up. Put a couple of these. I know I said I was doing Love Struck. Now I'm just kind of doing whatever. But I think it'll be fine. Actually, I kind of like this as a. If I sit this higher, I could have that right there. There we go. I do like the look of that lizard. So we have some advertisements in the stairwells. Let's just try to grungy some stuff up, I guess. Actually, especially on the first floor, I could see kind of like stains around. Also, I didn't do any of these walls at all. Oh my gosh. This isn't going to be like the cleanest bathroom. Also, well, I think I'm actually okay leaving this like plain drywall, but maybe I'll put some like posters or something up in here, or at least some like advertisements or a mural. Actually, a mural could go in here. Actually, size that down. That fits there pretty nicely. Maybe we'll put like a bench. Just so you could technically have somewhere to sit in here. Cool. Oh, I also need to put in, I know I'm jumping around all over the place. I think it makes sense to have a few more like trash cans and stuff. So we're going to do like the steel drums. Actually, I wonder if it makes sense to have a dumpster in here. And like, where would that make sense? That would actually probably make sense over in this spot. So I'm actually going to get rid of that parking spot and we're going to put a dumpster in. Actually, we'll put 2 dumpsters in. So that way the trash truck can come in, pick it up, and then we'll stick this one back here. So we can have another woohoo spot. So if you're looking for something to do, I do need some more like floor dinginess. Actually gonna size this up and we'll stick that right there. I'm gonna change the color to not the green one, just like the gray one. So I think that gives it, I can't even select it now though. I made it too big. Oh no. There we go. So it was lighting up at one point. Cool, that works. So we'll move that back, put the car right there. And I think that little bit goes a long way to kind of increasing like the dirty vibe. But I do also want to put in, I think we have some like, something kind of looks like road rash, like tire marks. Yeah, honestly, these alone are increasing like the dinginess factor quite a bit. I love that. Especially up here. It looks a little too pristine up here. Take that right there. And then we'll do that right there. So what is the stuff I'm thinking about? I think it came with the restoration workshop kit, although these kind of give like a similar, I just realized I don't need this here at all. I could definitely fit more parking in here. This is a completely unnecessary gap. Although if I do that, will the roof still stay intact? It will. Okay, guys, we just got more parking. Woohoo! Okay, I was wondering, like something up here did not seem right. Yeah, look at that. We got so much parking up here. We'll put the parking stops in, size up the puddle, stick that right there. We'll put that one in right there. And then, yeah, so these are kind of not quite what I had in mind for as far as like rubber mark on the sidewalk, but it'll kind of do. It'll do in a pinch. It gives it like a more weathered look, which I think it kind of needed. I do think it's a little too much weathered look over there though, so I'm just going to cover it up with a few more cars. Park a news van, park a limousine or box truck. Yeah, let's put in that dirty truck. And put in like that van, like right there. Cool. I think that's giving us the vibe. Let's put a couple of the dirt marks down here. Actually, this looks really good too, these spots. So it could be like oil spots and stuff like that. I love it. So just kind of do a smattering of these kind of throughout. Maybe a little more dingy. I can see more dinginess going on the outside, on the outer parts of the wall. I mean, I could probably spend all day dingying this thing up. I'm not sure I want it to be like too crazy, but especially around here, like I can see it making some sense. Just some spots where water might have dripped down. Okay, I think I think this is good. I think we need like some sign to denote that this is parking. Something, something we kind of have to pretend says parking. Like I could see like that could work. Put down the corners there. Maybe one right there. And then maybe one right there. And we should probably put more like dinginess. Because I didn't put any dinginess on this wall either. I'm going to say I think that looks pretty good. I feel like there's definitely like 50 other things I could do to spiff this up a little bit, but I think it kind of blends in fairly well with the world. But yeah, it's just a regular old parking garage. So let's go ahead. So going into the first floor. So you drive up here, you drive up the ramps, which are roof pieces. If you need to, if you park on the first floor, you can come in this way. You can come in, have multiple ticket kiosks. There is a restroom. There is a woohoo closet if you want to sneak in here the woohoo, which this is the Love Struck world. So, you could use this as a little hookup spot. There are some dumpsters in case you're feeling frisky, you want to hook up there as well, but mostly functionally there isn't much else here. I could see maybe like if you want to go up to like the third floor, maybe you could do like a club gathering, maybe putting like a telescope or have like a little picnic or something. I don't know. It's like I'm sure there's many reasons, storyline speaking, I could see reasons why you'd want to have like your characters hang out in the park garage, whether it's something nefarious, something sketchy, they just want like a little hookup spot. So that's pretty much it. But anyway, I was doing a tour. So go to first floor, we have parking spots, we have a woohoo closet, we have the restroom. Upstairs, we just have the 2 stairwells, so one on each side, and we have some more parking. We do have some bike parking throughout here as well. And then up here, it's just more parking, more stairwells. Like I said, there's enough space out here if you wanted to bring a telescope. If you wanted to take some photos, you get a pretty decent high up view. You could try here. You take the picnic blanket, have a little picnic. I don't know. There isn't much functionally for you to do here, but I think it looks cool. I think it fits in pretty well with the world. So with all of this, we're going to change this to probably just like a generic community lot. And then I'm just going to call it parking garage. Cool. So let's go ahead, save a copy. So built a parking garage for your Sims to hang out in. And do what? That's up to you. But I did include a couple woohoo spots. Hope you enjoy. Cool. So we'll save a lot to the library. If you finish items, do use quite a few packs. Main one's probably Love Struck just because I built this in C.Namorata, and I did use like the wall paints from Love Struck. Otherwise, it's a mix of, I say city living if you want the little parking terminals, but I'll say any pack, like you're just gonna missing out on some decor and some grime. But yeah, we have our parking garage. We'll share lots of the gallery. And there you go. It is on the gallery under parking garage. My gallery tag is Dorian Koholi, same as my YouTube channel, same as my Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all that good stuff. But yeah, I hope you enjoy. Alright, so thank you guys for watching this video. As I mentioned, there is no real purpose to this, but stuff like this does exist out in the world, so I think it makes sense to have builds like this in the game, even if there is no like specific set purpose for them. Like it's not a park, it's not a bar, but you could use this as like a hookup spot. You could use this for like nefarious reasons, gameplay wise. There's a bunch of different options, but if we do eventually get cars one day, which we probably won't, we'll have a parking garage. But yeah, if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. Please leave a comment what other builds you like to see, whether it's community builds like this, any housing builds, any builds that maybe don't make sense gameplay wise but would make sense to have out in the world. Yeah, just let me know. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, I hope you'll consider doing so. I am trying to grow this channel. You guys have been such an immense and amazing support for that. If you are a subscriber, maybe consider becoming a member. In addition to custom emotes, you get access to some videos early, get access to some member exclusive videos. It's a fun time, so come check it out and come say hi. But with all that, my friends, thank you again for watching. I hope you have an amazing day. I hope you have no issues finding parking when you're in C.Namorata, and I will see you next time, friends. All right, bye everybody.